When people think about mathematics, they think about solving an equation. And that's not what mathematics really is. Mathematics is really art, because it's about the creative aspects of discovery. People see mathematics as so sterile and so devoid of human engagement, human emotion. But in reality, mathematics is a human endeavor. And so there is math drama when you are frustrated because you can't see the structure. You can't see the pattern in something that you're working on, and yet you know it's there. That's drama. And then that moment where you have an epiphany through that frustration, that's a dramatic moment that is so exciting. There's no ordinary, everyday life of a president of a university or college. In this job, every day is Monday, which means a start of things that are unexpected that are gonna fall upon you. There is no weekend, there's no Sunday, there's no Saturday, there's no Friday night. Every day is Monday. It's an interesting and exhausting way to kind of live one's life, but that's the job of the president. Engaging with students and faculty and staff, engaging with parents, engaging with alumni, engaging with foundations, engaging with other academic leaders, educators, government officials, government agencies, general public, the city of Georgetown, engaging with the community. You're doing a lot of things at once, and there's a joy to that because it's very stimulating, but also it's a lot. You are drinking from the fire hydrant all the time, and you've got to learn how to do that. Hey, Patricia.
Hello, Ed.
How are we making out?
Very well, thank you.
What do you got for me?
I have prepared your folders. This is all the items that require your signature.
Okay.
This is homework that was delivered from the students.
For my class?
Yes.
Okay. Even though I'm a president, I still teach a course in the fall called Effective Thinking Through Creative Puzzle Solving. It's the Seinfeld of the curriculum because it's about nothing but tries to teach everything, at least everything about how we think. So effective thinking consists of many things: understanding things deeply, intentionally and effectively failing, appreciating the flow of ideas, creating questions, and then all of that leading to change. So effective thinking is practiced through these silly puzzles, but the idea is to think through the puzzles rather than just solve the puzzles, and then practice those ways of thought in all their other classes and in their lives beyond. All right. Okay, let's talk about some of the puzzles that you have been working on and thinking about, see if we can discuss any of them. And then I want you to practice some elements of effective thinking with some fresh puzzles that I brought for you today.
I definitely think President Berger pushed us out of our comfort zone. A lot of the problems and puzzles that he has us do, they were just weird and different.
There were definitely a lot of puzzles that I ended up sort of throwing the towel in on because it's really, really frustrating. But I think that's the entire point of Dr. Berger's approach and what he instills in us is you have to fail to get to that end result. The answer really doesn't so much matter. It's the process of getting there.
Here, there's a lot of opportunity, by the way, for making effective failure if you try things. So we'll go with Emily and then we'll go to Evan. All right, so now we're going to try to do the impossible. We're going to try to do all of calculus in under 20 minutes. So we have to act really, really fast, go through the whole course. Let's begin. I think that the math videos go back to 1997. We were the first people to put up educational math videos on the internet. You know, 4,000 math videos later, I'm very proud of the fact that a lot of people have used those videos to make some meaning of mathematics.
You were looking at a value of function at a point. F of A, it's that point. You don't know what's going around there because all you're looking at is F of A. You open it up, woohoo, the function will be quite interesting. Who knows?
With my videos, it really is about why. Why are perpendicular lines like that? And how does that impact the slope of these lines? And what does slope mean? Those are the kind of questions that my videos tried to address.
The scariest question that Dr. Berger could ask you is why. You might have a firm belief or stance or view on an issue in class, but when you're asked why, it really forces you to stop and think about what is the bedrock reason for my feelings about this. Maybe I shouldn't be seeing it this way. Maybe I should be seeing it in a different way. And it doesn't matter the discipline. When you're able to ask yourself why, you realize there's a lot more that could be uncovered.
I do like to put my students in positions where they are either a little bit afraid or a little bit anxious. It sounds so cruel, but I have only the best of intentions when I do that. I do believe in uncomfortable learning. When you are in your comfort zone, you're not growing. When you are outside your comfort zone, there is the possibility, the real potential to grow and to change. I was considered a non-traditional president when I started. I basically went from a full-time faculty position to a full-time presidenting position. When I started, there were some questions that had to be addressed, and they were not easy or pleasant issues. And I need to make these important tactical and strategic financial decisions sooner than later for the betterment of the institution. And I did think to myself, if I would have known what had to be done before I took the job, I probably wouldn't have taken the job. But I did have the job. That's where I was. There's a reality to this. And I took on this responsibility, and I was going to see it through. I've never thought, oh, I regret doing this. So yeah, there are those moments where you go, you know, what am I doing here? And it's a human emotion to have. But then the thoughtful person says, okay, now I'm going to grow. And in fact, again, modeling what education's all about, change. So now I'm a different person than I was when I started. That, in fact, is a great gift that Southwestern has given me because it has changed me. And that's what lifelong learning is about. I don't want to fail in what I'm doing. I don't want to fail as a president. I don't want to fail as a professor. I don't want to fail as a teacher. I don't want to fail as a mathematician. Those aren't the goals for me. Now, I use failure as intermediate steps so that I can be a better president, a better mathematician, a better teacher, a better professor, a better mentor. I'm a fan of effective failure, which only becomes effective after we made the mistake. The question is, what do you do from there? When you're faced with adversity, what's your next move?